So here's a little random piece of news. So a journalist got placed on leave for an alleged affair with a 2024 independent candidate. So let's take a look at this news piece, shall we?
Journalist Olivia Nuzzi has been placed on leave after an alleged relationship with Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The star political journalist, who has been the Washington correspondent for New York Magazine since 2017, was recently placed on leave for disclosing an alleged relationship with a former independent 2024 presidential candidate. Though Olivia didn't identify the politician by name, NBC News, citing the New York Times and CNN, reported to be RFK Jr., who was married to actress Cheryl Hines, while Olivia was engaged.
Oh. Surprise! I mean, when they said independent candidate, they kind of buried the lead, but hey, yeah, Robert F. Kennedy, guys.
Politico's chief Washington correspondent, Ryan Lizza.
Starting to think that there was reasons that he was talking about the bear killing and, you know, all the weird stories that were coming out. And he just admitted to having an affair with one of his staffers at one point, right? So
a September 19th statement by New York Magazine reads, Olivia Nuzzi acknowledged to the magazine's editors that she had engaged.
Can we just acknowledge that she's a political journalist named Olivia Nuzzi?
Engaged in a personal relationship with a former subject relevant to the 2024 campaign while she was reporting on the campaign, a violation.
She looks like Dick Tracy there.
Of the magazine's standards around conflicts of interest and disclosures. The outlet notes that an internal review of the work produced.
I've just got a thing for investigative journalists. She's also got one of those little communicator watches.
By the 31-year-old throughout the 2024 presidential campaign thus far had found, quote, no inaccuracies nor evidence of bias. And the statement concluded, she is currently on leave from the magazine, and the magazine is conducting a more thorough third-party review. We regret this violation of our readers' trust. Olivia later shared a statement of her own regarding the relationship to several publications, including the New York Times. She says in the message, some communication between myself and a former reporting subject turned personal. The relationship was never physical, but should have been disclosed to prevent the appearance of a conflict. I deeply regret not doing so immediately and apologize to those I've disappointed, especially my colleagues at New York. Neither the journalist nor the publication have publicly addressed whether the subject was, in fact, RFK Jr.
Well, who else would it be? There was only, Cornel West? Oh, could you imagine, though? That'd be crazy.
But sources familiar with the matter confirmed as such to CNN, the New York Times, and Status, a political newsletter by Oliver Darcy, who was the first to break the news. Regarding the allegations, a rep for 70-year-old Robert F. Kennedy Jr. responded with a statement, noting a profile the reporter had produced in November 2023. The statement to the New York Times declares Mr. Kennedy only met Olivia Nuzzi once in his life for an interview she requested, which yielded a hit piece. In the profile, Nuzzi wrote of going for a hike with RFK Jr. in late October of 2023, during which the pair discussed his leaving of the Democratic Party to run for the 2024 presidential campaign independently. RFK Jr. famously dropped out of the race in August. In the profile, Nuzzi described, Kennedy's chill disposition is now the rest of the political world's simmering panic attack. The journalist has continued to report on the 2024 presidential race, but has not covered RFK Jr. in as much detail. Her last story published to the magazine was a September interview with Republican candidate Donald Trump at his Mar-a-Lago home. E! News has reached out to reps for Nuzzi and RFK Jr., as well as New York Magazine for comment, but has not yet heard back.
Okie dokie. So let's run that back real quick. She said that it wasn't physical. That's interesting. So what's the scandal? Because, I mean, I guess, like, if they had an inappropriate relationship, regardless, then yeah, that goes against her journalistic integrity and such, and you could see why her publication would be kind of mad about that. Also, I'm kind of shocked that I learned about this just through scrolling and saw it on E! News of all places, where it was like, wait, number one, E's still around? I guess the Kardashians are keeping them alive. But yeah, that was kind of nuts. I wonder what'll come of this one, if he'll just You know what? Knowing RFK, he's just gonna come out and admit, just be, oh yeah, you know what? I took her to dinner, wined and dined her. It's okay. I talked to my wife about it. She seemed all right. Poor Cheryl Hines. You know, she's gonna. Is she still on Curb? I can't remember if she's still on Curb. I haven't watched the newest season. So, anyway, if you like this content, leave a like, comment, subscribe. Trying to get to 1,000. So yeah, help me get there, and yeah, I'll see you in the next one.